Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 22nd of October. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have SEEK, ASM, Alkane, CSR and Spirit Telecom. So if you have a request, send it through. Make sure you have signed up to our newsletter. If you enjoy these videos, I'd love you to share them on social media and even leave us a review on Facebook and Google. Remember, our core business is portfolio management, so if you need that extra help, please let me know and I can explain how that works. And any advice here, of course, is general only. So we've got a daily chart here of SEEK, and I think it's a good looking chart here. So just going back several weeks, we had a nice sort of double bottom here across August, September. So, the shares came back here, bounced pretty well, bounced again off that level, and that set it up for a nice rally. Now there is some short-term weakness here, so as you could see, the January high near $24 is where it's fallen short, but instead of getting sold off sharply, it's hanging in there quite nicely. So it's just consolidating. Chart doesn't look negative yet. I treat this as a hold, and for me the buying would be when it is ready to break through 24, that's the next buying opportunity. Okay, ASM obviously hasn't been listed for too long. So short term, as we can see on the daily chart, I think we'd probably get a bit of weakness. So we've got this bearish engulfing pattern here, and then obviously it's struggled. So in terms of a buy, I'd like to see, it might need to use up more time. I'd like to see the range clearly tighten up and then see sort of a big breakout. And I think all we need to do is just look back to how it traded here across September. I guess this is just a classic sort of consolidation and a buy. So we could see that, the shares drifted a bit, used up a bit of time. We could see the tightening of the daily ranges and then the big move up here. Even though it was sold down the next day, it then gave us a nice sort of inside day there. So if we see something similar again, whether it's in the next few days or few weeks, I think that will be the next buying opportunity. Alkane, so we've looked at this one a few times over the last 18 months and it continues to kick on quite nicely. Most recently, we've just got this classic sort of consolidation after a nice rally here in September. And also it's sitting on top of this previous high. So it's broken up and now consolidating on top of that high. So not doing anything wrong at the moment, that's for sure. So I'd be happy to hold. And in terms of buying, I'd just wait for this consolidation to end and then buy it on the breakout. So CSR, the shares have been a bit all over the place, but it's nice to see that in the last sort of several weeks, the trend is, it's trended quite nicely. The big share price movements have settled down and it's sustainably headed higher, which is quite nice. Looks like it's starting to roll over a little bit now. So short term, we may see it pull back. Not sure how much. But look, it's not doing anything dangerous like back in June where it hit these levels and then we had these big down days. At the moment, we're not getting that. So, generally that's a positive. I mean, it still looks like a hold. Whether you want to exit on short-term weakness and re-enter, I guess, is up to you. But at the moment, I'm not seeing anything too negative beyond perhaps some short-term weakness. And Spirit Telecom. So, I had this rally here, and then I think there was, in my opinion, that's sort of a clear reversal in September. So we've got this bearish engulfing pattern here. Shares fell away, tried to rally, and they've just sort of struggled ever since to get back beyond 40 cents. So I think for the short term, again, we'll see some sort of consolidation. it might just drift sideways for a bit more. We'll have to see what happens, but at the moment it doesn't look like it wants to head up just yet. And I think that if it starts trading back under 35 cents here, under these lows, to me that would be a negative and imply some sort of lower levels. So we just have to see what happens. Okay, well that's all for this week. As always, if you have a request, send it through. I'll try to include your stock for you next Thursday.